everyone, it's author Sandra Wilson here in the Kindness Kangaroo Library with another kangaroo tale. Kindness Kangaroo, what book are we sharing today? Today we're going to read the story Sensitive Sea Lion, written by myself, Sandra Wilson, with the help of a group of kids as part of the Kindness Kangaroo Project. The Kindness Kangaroo Project was started a few years ago, and I visited classrooms to work on books with them. We talked about the ideas for the story. We talked about how a story goes together. I took those ideas and I'd write stories, and the kids would finish the books for me by adding their illustrations. And that's how a lot of the books in the Kindness Kangaroo Project came about. And so to find out more about any of those books or the project itself, make sure you check the link below. This one, Sensitive Sea Lion, is part of the Emotional Animal Alphabet series, which gives us a book for every letter of the alphabet and an animal that helps us learn about our emotions and learns compassion for others. So I think it's a really important series, and I had fun creating the books with the kids. And I'm glad I can share this one with you today. So here we go, Sensitive Sea Lion. Now, this was written with the help of a homeschool group of kids. So there are a lot of different ages that helped with these pictures. So you'll notice some differences with the drawings, which makes it so wonderful and so unique. All right, Sensitive Sea Lion. Sensitive Sea Lion was born on land, but she didn't feel comfortable in the sand. It didn't feel soft, and it itched her skin, and she was afraid of the water because she couldn't swim. She didn't like the sun beating down so hot. It made her uncomfortable and gave her spots. She spent the day with her skin itching and burning, and she spent the day constantly turning. From side to side, she would always roll, hoping to get comfortable, but only digging a hole. One day, she saw her friend Crab molting. He was losing his skin, and it looked revolting. Does it hurt when that is happening to you? No more than a tooth falling out would do. It just comes off like sunburned skin. Sensitive thought she wouldn't like to be him. Crab headed out to the open sea. It will help to get the crust off of me. It will help you wash off the sand, you know. But Sensitive Sea Lion didn't want to go. The sun shone on the water so bright, it hurt her eyes and bothered her sight. And when the waves splashed on the shore, they made a sound that scared her even more. But the water is a great place to play, Sensitive's friends told her one day. Not to mention, it's where you can catch fish. We will all go with you if you wish. Sensitive wasn't sure she wanted to go in. How would the water feel on her skin? She didn't want spots or to itch anymore. She didn't want her eyes to get sore. Watch me, Crab said as he jumped into the sea. The water can calm your skin. Come join me. Sensitive gave her head a fearful shake. That wasn't a decision she was ready to make. The penguins then went running by. Come on, Sensitive, just give it a try. We'll hold your fins and stay by your side. If we go right now, we can beat high tide. Sensitive stood and looked at her friends. She wanted this fear of water to end. They walked to the water, and she got in, and then her friends taught her to swim. The water was nice. It didn't itch at all, and she started to play when they tossed her a ball. They caught some fish and had some lunch. Sensitive smiled. They were a fun bunch. All those times she had been left out, and now she couldn't remember what the fear was about. She found a solution to help her sensitive skin, and she found out that she really liked to swim. The end. And there's another drawing there at the back of the book. When we do these books in classrooms, sometimes we have a lot more drawings than we have story, and so the books will continue after the story ends just to make sure we show you all the wonderful drawings from the kids. So when you get those books, when you have a look at those, make sure you follow it all the way to the end so you get to see all the different drawings. So this was a really fun book to read about feeling uncomfortable. And often we can feel uncomfortable. Maybe the clothes we're wearing are itchy, scratchy. Maybe the food that we're trying, gives a funny feel in our mouth, or a funny smell, or a funny taste. Maybe things are too closed in. Maybe it's too hot or too cold. We can often feel uncomfortable with our situation or with our environment. And then we don't enjoy ourselves. We don't like it out where we are. Sometimes we complain because we're not happy. We don't like it. We're uncomfortable. So this is a good story to kind of show us about we can feel uncomfortable by different things. And sometimes that feeling of discomfort that we feel makes us not want to try something else. So sensitive sea lion found the sand so itchy and uncomfortable, she was afraid the water would be the same. But her friends were very good at trying to convince her and showing her what it was like so that maybe she'd want to go in. And what's really good about these friends is they didn't force her. She didn't want to go in the water right away, and they didn't push her in. They didn't drag her in. They waited till she was ready to give it a try, and then they helped her. And that's really also important when we're feeling uncomfortable, not to be forced to do something. So this is a great story to give us ideas of how we can help someone who may be feeling similar to how sensitive sea lion was feeling. Maybe it's a situation we haven't been in before, we haven't experienced before. So by having it in a story, it gives us some thoughts on what we can do to help or how that other person is feeling. And that is really a good part of stories themselves. Stories are so important to help show us how other people might be feeling, to help us understand how other people might feel or how the situation affects them, and give us ideas of how we may be able to help or what we can do in those situations. So stories are so important that way, as this one is, and all of the emotional animal alphabet books, and so many other books that we've read here in the Kindness Kangaroo Library. And so by sharing these stories, we can share these ideas and share this knowledge and teach compassion and understanding for others. And that's just a great way to help make a difference in this world. So we also would like to share the love of reading by sharing book reviews. And we do that by drawing pictures of our favorite books. So we're asking you to draw a picture of your favorite book. It could be a title, it could be one of the parts inside the book that you want to draw a picture of, and then send it in to us in the Kindness Kangaroo Library, and there's a link below to tell you more about how to do that. We just want to have your drawing and the author and title of the book that's your favorite, and also if you could add your first name and age, that helps us figure out what other kids would like, what age other kids should be that like that book. So if you're 7 and you draw a picture of your favorite book, another 7-year-old would know that that book might work for them as well because they're the same age and maybe the same reading level. So we would love to see your book reviews. We would love to be able to collect enough book reviews to make a calendar for the next year. And in that calendar would share so many books with others. And that libraries and bookstores and schools could have these calendars to share the love of reading. And any money raised by selling these calendars would support the Children's Reading Room in Guelph, which also gives books to kids for free. And so look at all the ways we can share the love of reading. We share stories, we share reviews about these stories, and we have the opportunity to give books to kids for free. So I think it's a great win-win situation. This Kindness Kangaroo Project Kindness Kangaroo Literacy Project. Sorry, I got the words all raveled around, but you know what I mean. And there's a link below to give you more information. So I hope you enjoyed today's story of Sensitive Sea Lion. I hope you check out the link to get more of the Emotional Animal Alphabet books to understand and learn more about emotions. And I hope you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our stories here in the Kindness Kangaroo Library. All right, everybody. Bye for now.